Okay, I've just knocked up something similar in 3ds Max here. I've basically got a skull and a jaw, which has both got the alpha already applied to them. So first off, I'm just going to press Alt and W to maximise that window. What I basically want to do is, I think this one I already have actually, I'll do it on the jaw to demonstrate. I want to change it from a plane to an editable poly so that we have access to the different selections. I want to do a polygon selection, and I'm just going to drag this out a minute. There you go. I want to do an extrude on this, so click on that and I want to extrude it forward like that. The idea being that I want to give this some depth, but I want to keep the texture that we've got on the front of this box. We need, if I right click on the snaps, I can set this to something that's appropriate. Actually, I think what it had, 25 centimeters. Basically, we don't know the exact snapping that we want, but it's whatever looks right, basically. But we want it to actually snap to one of these grids like that. That looks a bit thick to me, but it's all dependent on the actual the object that you've got. The ones that we tried in lesson weren't actually, they snapped to a grid point and it wasn't that thick. It's it's fairly irrelevant. We can actually work it out. We can scale it up later or whatever. I'm just going to turn those off because they're annoying me. Do the same on the jaw. That is now an editable poly. So I click on the polygon, and I'm just going to click on that and bring it forward. Right click to finish with that tool. Briefly turn on snapping, and just snap it to there. Turn it off again. So we've got the two objects. Let me change to poly mode. We got two objects. We've got the skull and the jaw. You can press F4 to. No, we can't. Oh, that's weird. Should be able to press F4 to actually see the geometry. Otherwise, you can just press J to get that that kind of bounding box geometry. Basically, the way this is set up will be similar to how we want to set up the body of the young boy, where the body will be the master parent, and all the head, the arms, the legs that we're going to animate will be the children of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this skull still, and I'm going to animate this jaw. If I press Z, I can zoom in on it like that. But as you can see, if I go into rotation, it's rotating about its center at the moment, which is completely useless. So I'm going to press not F, L. Yep, that'll do. It's going to. I think we did actually set up ours to be on the front plane. So if you press F, you should be able to get it right. We can go into this hierarchy panel here, and then click Effect Pivot. Press W to change the Move tool. And we want to put the pivot about there. If it's the head, you always put it the kind of connection point with the neck, the arms, the shoulders, etc. That's about right. So I could just. Oh, that's so interesting. I thought you could just right click. Okay, you have to press that again to come out of it. And now we can see that when we rotate it, it works absolutely fine. I did actually do a thing before in. Did actually try something in lesson before with Rebecca of parenting this object, parenting one object to another, and then I did actually try like animating one object like this jaw before, and then parenting it to the object, and we found that it completely upset the animation. So it's probably best to actually set up your pivot points, set up your parenting, set it all up absolutely how you want it, and then do the animation. But this is basically how we want it at the moment. So go up to this select and link in the top corner. What you want to make sure is that you're starting with the child, and that's really not what I want. The problem is these are close to each other. If I click there, I can click from the child to the parent, let go, and it highlights both. And now that child is parented to the adult. You notice if you try and click again, you're still in select and link mode, so you've got to press something on the keyboard. You know, one of the Q, W, E, R's or something. I'm just pressing Q there to get out of this. If you want to check the link, there is actually this box up in the corner here. It looks like one box pointing to another box. That is basically the schematic view. You can get rid of that display, and in that you can see two objects with a line going between them. If you've got a lot of objects, this is like the best way of hooking up objects, because this has also got that connection tool, and you can immediately see that they're connected together. You can also, what you can do is you can double click on a parent, and it will actually highlight the child as well. I think that's the same in the viewport. Yep, there you go. You can double click and it will highlight the child. So this, now if I move that around, you can see that jaw is attached, so that's absolutely fine. And where we've got this, we can now turn on that auto key. I can press that key to log in a basic position. I can move forward to say 20 frames. I can open the jaw, and you can see that's set a key, and 40, move it back. Or another trick you can do, if I delete that, is you can click on a frame you've already set, and you can hold down shift and drag, and that will copy that frame. You can see it's exactly that. If I click on this time configuration box, which is next to this counter here, I can change the total length to 40 frames and OK that, and now when I press play, it will loop just those 40 frames that we've done. And on top of that, I can click this one, and let's say we start there, set a key for it, move to frame 20, drag this along there, it's automatically set a key. I can just duplicate this key to the end, and now you can see that it moves back and forth as well as opening the jaw. And that's basically it. That's in the left view. If I press P to go to perspective view, you can see that I can move around this object. You can see there's a bit of depth here because there's these objects that weren't quite deleted last time. This where I've kind of cut out the alpha, there's a little bit of kind of mist in the corners there. But you can see that's moves back and forth. It's got a bit of depth to it, which will help with collisions. You've got the animation on the timeline like that. You know, that's very simple there. We've only got the one jaw attached to the head, but you know, setting up a body with all of the limbs and the head as children of it, and just setting rotation keys, it's there's no more of a complex task really. Just a bit more time. That's basically it. Hope that helps.